Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest version of Tales from Outer Space, where I take an HFY story from somewhere around the internet and read it aloud for your enjoyment. All the relevant links are down below. Like, subscribe, and all that YouTube comf to help this video and channel grow. Anyways, as always, I hope that you enjoy. I would just like to thank the following Tier 5 patrons and channel members for supporting the channel: FallenAngel, BuzzKillington, Datamagnet, and Bob the Dragon. Thank you again. And now, on to the story. Story number 1. Why You Never Gamble with a Human. Written by Carl Wallace. This is like gambling, correct? Carl nodded, sipping on the noxious chemicals that seemed to do nothing to him. It burned Atwell's olfactory receptors, but the humans seemed to love it. Sort of like the ultimate game of chance. You got those, right? Atwell thought about this, quivering slightly as her eye stalk swept the room. We do, though it is frowned upon. The logicals control those games. Her beak tightened and she spoke low. My broodmother says they cheat and alter the outcome. Carl bobbed his head sagely, raising a finger to order another stinking glass of liquid. We got that on Terran. Casinos. Casinos? My spawn mate has told me of these places. He found them very overwhelming. His cyclopes barely lift his carapace. The small human laughed, gladly accepting the drink the shaggy server had brought over. Atwell declined the drink herself. Her mucus levels were quite full for now. Carl sipped, smacking the fleshy opening of his mouth, and said, Yeah, frickers. The thing is, you can't mess with the odds of this bet. Not at all. To the point, at least. And this form of chance betting is legal on your world. Always has been, as long as money's been a thing. You could buy it. Atwell blinked, all of her eyes squelching slightly in unison. How does one pay for this? Carl looked at her, giving off an air of confusion. Christ alive, explaining stuff to you loft can be hard. Okay, so say you wanted to make this bet with me, right? Why would I make it with you, Carl? Can you show me I would win? Carl shook his head. Nah, the point is you don't want to win. You want it as a safety net in case you do win. This is very odd. Where I come from, when we gamble, it's to gain fortune for very little physical effort. Or the habits of the obsessive. Same as us, love. Seems like life is pretty similar, really, wherever you're evolved from. Atwell wanted to disagree wholeheartedly, but Carl continued, rubbing the fur atop his cranium. It's like, if I said, look, if you bet me 50 creds a standard week that you wouldn't lose 3 eyes, you'd only get your money back, plus what I bet you, if or when that happened. So, Atwell signaled the bar server for a cup of frothing Elspawn. The bet is that I pay you until this thing occurs, at which point you return my money, plus the amount you said you'd pay if the thing happens. Yeah, Carl grinned, baring teeth in a way that still made her nervous, despite knowing him some time now. And the more you pay me each week, the more you'd get back. New bloke from Terran, about 7 standard years ago. Didn't drink. Carl sipped from his glass. Didn't smoke. Exercised every day. Never had sex. Atwell ignored the habitual flinch that she felt whenever humans discussed their primitive reproductive cycles. And you won't believe it, he got freaking cancer anyway. The human killer? That's right. Still, Carl said bitterly. Here's the thing. He took another sip, seemed to brighten emotionally. He'd been paying massive amounts for it. When he popped, his clogs, his kids, offspring, and his, spawn mate, had enough creds to sort everything out and live in semi-luxury. I believe I understand. I do not know what clogs mean, but from the context I assume you mean dried in his shell. Carl raised an eyebrow, the skin above creasing dramatically as those of his species were known to do. Yeah, sounds right. So, where would I get this, what was it called again? Intransience. He laughed again, the grumbling, frightening basso noise that humans called a chuckle. Insurance. Atwell tried the word again, but like so many things she'd learned from Carl, her translator was struggling to decide the sounds and the letters would make. He finished his drink again. I reckon it's a good idea to get some. Working out here in the spiral arm gets pretty dangerous. I got some. Indeed. Yeah, not much. Do you wish to win your bet? Nah, but it's better to be safe. Managed to convince your brother to buy some. Cheap too. Fractal bought some of the Centronsians. Does he know that we can repair our own chitin carapace? Carl leaned in close in a gesture that, even between the different species, suggested some deep conspiracy. But what if, one time, you can't repair it? What if your soft bits get squished or... Another human, a female, had appeared from the crowd, slapping Cole on across the head. Oi! Stop messing with the locals. She turned to Atuel, face creased in a gesture of apology. Sorry about him. Ignore whatever he says. He's just trying to get easy creds for a mate. Cole stiffened at this. I'm not. Mind your own business, Evelyn. Atuel withdrew her eyes from her shell, soft beak opening. Cole would not deceive me. I believe this life in sure ancients sounds good, she said, the sound bright. We have gambling, too. Bloody hell, Cole, you told her it was like betting on a game. Cole frowned in his drink and like a human pup. Well, it is really. Evelyn sat down next to him, looked at Atuel and the eye stalks. Like I said, Cole here is just trying to drum up business for his mate. Ignore him. I, on the other hand, can offer you a much better deal. Getal and his spawn mate, Apiel, watched with interest as one of the crewmates interacted with the bickering humans. You must concede to them, Apiel, that human merchants seem to be second to none. Do you think it's their disarming appearance, their fearsome reputation? I do hope they don't begin to bully and frighten their way into the market dominance. Getal retracted 3 eye stalks in disagreement. No, paired one. I think it's simpler than that. Oh, do enlighten me, father of spawn. Getal drank the frothy drink he held in one tentacle, replenishing his mucus. Mother of spawn, I do believe that they are simply sneaky, clever bastards. End of story. Story number 2. Fight Clubs, written by Ice Cream and Wine. Standing on the bridge of Earth's flagship Gaia, Watson, the Voltaran observer, said to the human admiral, Why have you not moved to engage the Stroth fleet? And why are there so many gaps in your line of battle? Admiral Smith said, We're waiting for them. He pointed at the display in front of them. Watson saw hundreds of green dots emerging from the Ord cloud. I thought that this was your entire fleet, all that you could scrape up. Most of the military ships we can muster at this time. The others are en route as we speak, but by the time they get here, it'll probably be all over, said Smith. Even with these new ships, said Watson, gesturing at the plot, you are outnumbered, the Admiral said. Yes, you could say that. However, these will make a difference. I've scanned these new ships. You name your military ships after your war heroes, battles, and great leaders, do you not? And I do not recognize any of these names. What do they mean? He indicated his plot and the names of said ships. Amongst the hundreds of names he highlighted were the following. There are no rules. Nuts. May the force be with you. Out of bubblegum. Come get some. Purge the Xenos. Bring it. You wanna go? 1-inch bunch. Headhunters. Clobbering time. Puny aliens. Gestures hypnotically. Heglum Jagvem. Death or glory. Resistance is futile. Glasgow kiss. With shield or on it. Perfervious Albion. Cry havoc. You want some? Once more into the breach. Top of the world, ma. To boldly go. Leroy Jenkins. From our cold, dead hands. Kick him in a fork. Load shotgun with malicious intent. My death. Chippa eye. The felon's name. Pointed stick. Never tell me the odds. Oh, those aren't military ships. They are what we tend to call enthusiastic amateurs. Enthusiastic amateurs? What do you mean? They are groups of like-minded individuals who like to fight and sometimes band together to do it more effectively. And it doesn't get better than fighting aliens bent on conquering your home, now does it? I don't understand. You let amateurs take part in the conflict. Can't stop them. They just turn up and get stuck in. And they do help tremendously. Besides, the Stroth are just glorified pirates. Whenever we're under threat of invasion, they turn up and assist the fleet. I don't understand. What do you mean, whenever you're under the threat of invasion? You didn't think this was the first time, did you? Given our planet's resources, we have been a tempting target for a few predatory alien incursions in the past. Remember the Quarpack? Yes, I remember them. Their fleet was utterly destroyed by Earth's fleet a few cycles ago. Close, but no cigar. The fleet didn't fire a shot. The enthusiasts beat the crap out of them by themselves. But the Quarpack were a major military power, stabbered Watson. They, used to be a major military power. Now they can't even control their own civilian population, and their plutocracy will fail in a couple cycles. I don't understand any of this, said the Volteron. It doesn't matter that much. The game's afoot, Watson, Smith indicated to the plot as the green dots passed through the fleet's formation and moved towards the Stroth fleet. Now pay attention, because if you blink, you'll probably miss it. End of story. And that, my friends, concludes this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you do, please consider supporting the author, even by popping over and leaving a thumbs up or a nice comment, just to show your appreciation for the story. However, if you wish to support this channel, there are links down below which will help immensely. I will see you all in the next one, and until then, I hope that you have a fantastic day. Cheers.